Hey everybody, Beyond Drew TV here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode here of Grand States Mid-America. So we're not having a full-on episode today. As you can kind of tell, we didn't do the full cinematic intro and all that. We're going to kind of label today like a 0.5 episode. So yeah, I just want to kind of bring you in because throughout the last week or so, since the last Giggleville update, I've been doing a lot of different projects. So since then, we've had our most recent update come out with the fairy tale and pirate themes returning from Planet Coaster 1. We have on-ride photos now. And we have souvenir or gift shops as well. So all amazing contributions, especially shout out to the fairy tale theme for being the greatest theme pack that we have ever gotten, basically. Probably except for Spooky Pack. But yeah, that's one of those themes when it came back, it was just like, oh yeah, that piece. Oh, that's where that came from? What the heck is that piece doing in there? And it's great that we have all those amazing pieces back. And so anyways, yeah, the last week or so been going all over the park, and it's been kind of hard to centrally focus on one project just because we've had all these awesome updates come out, and I've just been kind of spread out throughout the park doing different things. So I wanted to bring you in for this 0.5 episode where we'll take a look at some of the new additions for the park that are finished, some things that are work in progress, and some kind of blue sky ideas that I've already placed down but might not be there forever, and I'll show you those as well. But for the first little bit here, kind of coincides with the most recent update. I did do some of the fun new update things with the photo pass, or the on-ride photo here, and also the gift shop. So let's go ahead and look at the Photo Express here, the brand new on-ride photo booth outside of our Corkscrew, was it 78? Yeah, Corkscrew 78 coaster here. And yeah, really like how this one turned out. This is actually a slight recreation of the Photo Express or photo booth outside of, what was it, Mean Streak at Cedar Point, which is now Steel Vengeance, Steve. So not sure if this is still here, but in the Google images, when you're walking around on Google, this is what shows up outside of Mean Streak, because Mean Streak is like the most recent update there for Google walk-around view and everything. So yeah, I went ahead and kind of recreated that there, and really like how this turned out, especially on the interior. Very simple. Kept it simple here for sure, but yeah, really like how these new photo kiosks work out here. So tried to make it look a little bit old school with the TV monitor, since we are still set in the mid 80s there. But yeah, no, I really like the in-game photos that we get for the coasters and how you can update them and all that. So yeah, there's a quick look at our little Photo Express. As you get off the ride, you can pay a hunk of change to go ahead and pay for a bunch of photos there. So let's go ahead and turn it around here, and let's go over to our Midway section. Back towards the arcade, just past Giggleville here, and actually go to the left a little bit more, right outside of it, or right in between the two arcades and Midway games, put a little prize corner in the side here. So yeah, here's our prizes, where whenever you win, you can go ahead and collect some tickets, maybe from the arcade games or your winnings, and then come over to the prize corner and pick out your favorite, stuffed animal or plushie or anything like that. So yeah, really like how these were implemented into the game. Works out really, really well, and also really nice that we get all of these these little pieces for scenery, so you can kind of place down a lot more scenery pieces on your shelves and everything. So yeah, I didn't do a big gift shop. I do want to do that, especially on our main street. There's a few buildings that are just kind of asking for this gift shop update, right? So but yeah, I went ahead and just kind of started small with our little prize corner, and I think that's a good start over here. It's really fun to see the guests kind of interacting with it all over here. So let's go ahead and move forward a little bit more. You know what, I never showed this off before in the episode where I did the little Midway here, but yeah, I went ahead and installed some gum. That's my big revelation here. These little drops on top of the building, I just imagine like over the years people would start spitting their gum out or trash and all that. And you know, if you've ever been on one of these rides and you look at the tops of the buildings, especially backstage areas and stuff, they always start accumulating that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, as time goes on and more buildings go underneath of our what's supposed to be a chairlift, like a traditional ski style chairlift, not really these gondola styles, but it is what it is. Yeah, I would imagine these buildings would start to get a lot of crud on top of them. So, but anyways, let's move over to kind of where I've been mainly focusing. After I did my quick little stint of the online photo area and the gift shop, my main stint has been Logger's Leap over here. Been really yearning to get back over here to update this area, because again, if you remember from the original opening date, we kind of had the story that it ran out of money, ran out of budget for this area. Kind of got the log flume open, but the surrounding area, the queue line, the station building, you know, not painted up, just very rugged, very just nothing really going for it. So even had a crane out front, or a bulldozer and everything, kind of digging a hole like it was still a work in progress. But you know, now that we are what, X amount of years ahead, almost 10 years ahead or something like that, in the mid 80s here, this area would have definitely gotten completed over that time. So yeah, that is the main focus for the build that will be coming out fully in a little bit there. So as we first come in here, the first little bits that I started to do or add in these little planter trees, very simple, but that is kind of the style that we're going for with, especially with this area, and probably going forward. I've been using a lot of reference photos on Google Earth, especially because they let you create projects on that, which is awesome now because you can save different destinations that you're looking at. But I'm looking at Great Adventure, Six Flags Great America, Kentucky Kingdom, Knoebels, different kind of rustic mid-America type budget parks that fit into the style that we're going for. And I'm just kind of noticing the little simplicities that these places have, especially when you go into first person mode or like Earth mode or whatever, walk around mode. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's just like a lot simpler than I try and make it out to be. So that was kind of the theme here, was to kind of keep it simple, stupid, and try to make simple look realistic. So yeah, that is the big theme for this kind of build going forward. So but first, as we enter this area, big shout out to, and I already forget their name, apologies, let me look it up here, but they have some of the best blueprints, at least for the style that I build in, and I know a lot of you like to build in as well, but they have the greatest style for this, and this is the person that built the Bar Jimmy, but this is the Sky's the Limit, and I think I've mentioned them before, but their workshop is a thing of beauty. There's so many useful items on here. I just kind of come back to their workshop. You can already see installed, because yeah, again, they just have so many useful items for interiors, exteriors, you name it. You know, here's a projector, a Whistling Heights shooting booth, a bar service ice holder, you know, just little things here and there. So please check out Sky's the Limit, because I use their little blueprints all over the place in the park, and I'll definitely try and mention it as I use them more and more. But this was one of them, and this is going to be the Clara Bell's world famous fresh baked cinnamon bread, which I'm pretty sure has taken inspiration from the Dollywood restaurant. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but they have like world famous cinnamon bread there, I believe. So I think this is a play on that, and I just absolutely love how this turned out. I did a few minor tweaks to this because it was built before we had the Wild West pack, so I did change the roof because it was like I can't even remember what we used to use, but did change the roof over a little bit, and honestly, I think that was about it. Maybe some of the colors as well, but honestly, it was such a well-built building already that yeah, didn't need to do that much tweaking. And look at this, they even have an interior. Look at it from the outside in, and it is so well done. Let's head on in to Clara Bell's here, and yeah, look at how well this is done. So I do think that I did recently install the the scaling mod, which you can take items and scale them down extremely small or extremely large. And I did notice that some of the text for blueprints that I bring in now, some of them are kind of borked. So if you do see this, just know that's on my end, that's not on the blueprints end. So if you use it and you don't have that mod installed, then that is going to be all good. But yeah, again, look at this interior, really well done. Scaling is on point, pretty well perfect there. And yeah, I think this just adds so much. And yeah, there's so many goodies to kind of take and strewn about your builds here. Like, you know, you got this fan that they made, this little sink area, a cart and stuff. So yeah, a lot of really fun stuff like that. So that is one of the mainstays in this area here for the log flume section. Oh, and you know what? I'm looking at this now. Here's the other roof I was talking about. I did forget to change the back end there. So you can kind of see the difference. The new Wild West roof fits in, I think, a lot better than the previous roof there. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and move on this way. So speaking of keeping things simple, planters. That was another thing I noticed, especially in Great Adventure. They had these great little jut out planters area. Previously, this was just a straight path going through big midway, just going through here. So I decided, I saw just again how Great Adventure especially has all these little jut outs of little just little planter areas and stuff. So I wanted to do that here, gave it very minimal theming. Actually, I took direct inspiration from Great Adventure. They had this little light pole just sitting in the middle of their planter section there, and I was like, you know what? That's the definition of KISS. It's keep it simple, stupid. Yep, let's put a light pole down there. Done. Except it wasn't, because I was like, but we're going to add crates because log flume area. And that was about it. So, but yeah, as we move forward here, just again, really like all these simple planters and everything. And then speaking of blueprints, here's another one from that same creator. This is the Planco Racers. Really like how this one fits into the area. Kind of has that rustic vibe and everything, right? So fits in really well. Place that right there. And then directly, or almost directly across from it, we have one that I finally built something. I didn't steal it from the workshop finally. I did my own thing. So this is Outpost Snacks, and this is pretty much all the way done. I do want to add a menu board to this. But yeah, really got into the detail building, the kind of simplistic detail building here. So this is another directly inspired from Great Adventure. This is from just outside of their log flume area, and I really like how this kind of looks. So yeah, everything from the colors to the shape and everything, I just directly ripped it off and built it here in Great Mid-America. So yeah, really like all the details. Kind of got some Gungy stuff going up on there, because I'm starting to think that this area is not relatively new at this point. It would have been, like I said earlier, redone kind of just maybe a year or two after the park opened. So this has all been around for 8-9 years now. So it's not relatively new. So we can kind of gussy this up with some time wear and everything like that. So yeah, like I said, it's pretty much all the way done. I do want to come back through here and replace these placeholders with actual menu borders. I think I'm going to make my own on Canva and then upload it into the park here. So, and then yeah, right next to it, kept on ripping off Great Adventure, and liked this little seating area they had next to it. Added in a little water feature as well, and yeah, that pretty much completed my entire rip-off of the Great Adventure area. So yeah, if you go into Google Maps or Google Earth and go plop yourself walking around the log flume area of Great Adventure, this will all look very, very familiar, because I just lived how it all looked basically. So but yeah, next to it we have the brand new entrance to the log flume, and yeah, keeping that style, the KISS, right? Keep it simple, stupid. And I definitely kept it very, very simple with this. So again, keeping the Great Adventure vibes going. This is the queue area for Great Adventure, almost to a T. Just really like the simplicity of it, and just kind of the this just looks like an amusement park to me, right? Like there's nothing really being hidden. You have one of the pipes for coming from the utility room right off to the side here, going right through the queue. We have a few fans set up, very minimal lighting at nighttime. And then yeah, with these new invisible queues especially, you can kind of pull off really fun things like this, looking like you have your vending machines, you know, right in the middle here. Really like these old school vending machines I found on the workshop, of course. But yeah, no, really like how this is all coming together here, and almost done with the line area. Just want to kind of keep that simple but stupid kind of look going to it. Added this little, supposed to be kind of like a, I don't know, just another utility room kind of thing. I think we might add one more like piping room or just water room or something like that right over this way to kind of bump up the realism just a little bit more. As I've been looking at inspiration to different log flumes, definitely notice all of the pumping stations and pumping rooms and everything all over the ride, of course. So also changed the color of the log flume. Notice a lot of them have this more bright blue, kind of sky blue almost look to them. So, and right when I did it, I was like, oh yeah, that's totally what was missing, because this was like really dark, almost royal blue before. And right when I changed the color of it, I was like, oh man, that's so amusement park. That's what was missing there. So yeah, that was a good change there. So yeah, and that is pretty much all the changes. We do have this big plaza over here. Started to make a little stage area and put down a lot of these fun decals down, right? Because like I said, this is not a new area, so it is starting to show its age for sure. The concrete's starting to break apart and everything. So, but yeah, no, still need to finish out the station, and then maybe do a few more things, especially to the splashdown area over here to kind of fully complete this log flume area. So yeah, a lot of little buildings, little builds here and there to do, but I think this is what we'll focus on for the main episode there. So yeah, let me know what you think down below about all the changes coming into effect for the new log flume area. So all right, there's all the grounded in reality things. And if you stuck with me this long, or maybe fast forwarded this far, now let's look at some blue sky ideas. And they've kind of popped up in the background here and there, but yeah, let's go over here. So, shout out to Blue Jay, awesome creator on the workshop. Mentioned them a few times in different episodes. They're the ones that have built this flat ride here, the Balloons flat ride, and a few other non-functioning but awesome-looking flat rides in the game that we don't have yet. And this is one of them. They built the or is it called the Paratrooper? I don't think so. It's called like the Tower Drop Ride or something like that. But anyways, I think this is going to be a solidified, gonna be in the park, probably about here-ish. And I did see that they're working on an animated version of this, but if you can't tell what this does, yeah, you get into your seat here, lifts you up all the way to the top, and then goes ahead, and sometimes they spin around. I do believe that there were some models that spun around when you got up here. I might be mistaken on that. But then, yeah, it drops you down kind of gently, and you kind of float down, and your parachute, you know, kind of deploys and everything. And there's, I think, one or two of these rides left in the world. There used to be a lot more, of course, but they all got torn down because I think it was developed by someone who's not around anymore. I could be totally off on all this information going off the top of my head. Who knows? But anyways, yeah, I thought it'd be really fun to get one of these in the park. It's a really awesome landmark kind of attraction. You can see it from all over the park, of course. And yeah, I just think it's a really cool addition to the park, and a really nice area for it too. Right outside what's going to be the brand new Grand One revitalized queue area and everything. So I have pretty big plans for this area to be a really nice welcoming plaza for the park. So yeah, really excited for that. I think that's going to I think that's a little bit past the blue sky stage. So, but what is still in the blue sky stage is this ginormous beast in the background. This is a Aero Mega Looper, and these used to be all the craze in the late 80s, early 90s. My home park, Six Flags Great America, had one of these called Shockwave. I think when it opened, if I remember right, it had the most inversions, 7 on a roller coaster, either in the United States or the world for a short time. I found this on the workshop. This is the Great American Scream Machine, which is almost identical to Shockwave. I believe that they differ in just minor layouts and maybe missing one inversion or maybe 2 or something like that. But yeah, so these things developed by Aero, and they were just ginormous beasts. I mean, you see them everywhere, and I think it's a really fun juxtaposition next to the grand one right here, next to the turnaround section, and you just see this giant lift hill just imposing over the grand one, almost just like, ha, that's your grand one, I'm a grand one. So yeah, but the thing with these things is I think there's only like 2 or 3 left of them, and because again, the manufacturer Aero did go bankrupt quite a long time ago, so to get pieces for them, I think you have to go through Vekoma or someone like that to keep them up. And yeah, no, I know there's always rumors that the ones that are still around are going to go ahead and, you know, hit the axe because they are a little rough. That's why Shockwave left, and now there's Superman Ultimate Flight there, which is a B&M flying coaster. They take up a lot of room. As you can see, this does take up a pretty good hefty footprint, but man, there's just something about these things that just screams intimidation, just scream, look at all these metal bits and pieces. I love the aero support system up the main lift hill and the brake section and everything. They're just so menacing. I've already started playing around with some path layouts here, especially next to the, I believe this is called a Batwing inversion. And at Kings Island, there was a pathway that you would stand right here, maybe a little bit taller on it, but you get to see the whole inversion, bada bing, bada boom, right there in front of you, and it was really, really cool. So, again, this is all just kind of blue sky ideas, just kind of thinking outside the box. Found this really great blueprint on the workshop that was pretty dang identical, or, realistic, I should say. So yeah, let me know what you think of it. It doesn't have to exactly stay there, but it did fit in really nicely with this little Batwing corkscrew turnaround section to kind of tuck into the Grand One's helix area right there. So yeah, that could be a really nice ride to kick off that side of the river, that side of the park. Something to kind of eventually build to, just outside of our Deadbolt Grove area and everything. There could be another land in between here, maybe even incorporate this coaster into the next land or next area. But that's why, again, it's kind of a blue sky idea, and just kind of wanted to plop it down because it's nice to get views of it all around the park and see sight lines and all that fun stuff. So, but yeah, hey, let's do a little gentle back out here of the park, get a little view of everything. And yeah, I really like how everything's coming together. And now that I've mentioned, I can't get my eyes off of how bright blue the log flume is now. You can just see that thing from space, probably. You can see the Great Wall of China and the log flume at Mid-America. Those are the two things that you can see from the space there. So, but yeah, here's our layout for Mid-America 1985-ish. Really like how everything's coming together. We are so close to wanting to move on to the 90s, where we're going to have a coaster explosion go on, because we have so many more manufacturers come on board, models, a lot more experimentation with, computers come on board, starting to design layouts and inversions and stuff like that. We'll get a lot more taller coasters that dominate the skyline. The late 90s, early 2000s, that starts to be the coaster wars, and I think Mid-America should be a part of the coaster wars, especially if we get a huge coaster like a Aero Mega Looper. That's kind of a footprint, a stamp on, if y'all didn't take us seriously before, well, here we go. This is our ginormous investment that y'all better take us seriously, kind of thing, right? So, but anyways, yeah, here's our helicopter view of Mid-America. Let me know what you think down below. Love hearing your ideas. Again, it's so funny to read some of them, because you talk about the future of the park and what could happen and everything, and it's just like, yep, I'm with you. Yep, I agree. And it's like, I don't really give too much away about the future of the story, but it's like, I'm with you. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think about the blue sky ideas, about our log flume area, and all the other little bits and bobs in between. And hopefully we'll be able to do some more of these kind of 0.5 episodes, maybe for like updates that come out, or new features that I install in the park, or just kind of every few episodes kind of catch up everyone. If you're kind of feeling lost or feeling behind on the episodes, get a little overview of everything. So hey, thanks for sitting around, listening to me yap. If you have this long, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button there. If you want to go the extra step, go ahead and comment down below. Go ahead and comment Mid-America needs Shockwave or something like that, or whatever we're going to call that one. Start a petition down below if you've made it this far to get the giant Aero Looper into the park. So there you go. So hey, thanks so much, everyone. Appreciate the heck out of you as always, and I will see you hopefully very soon in an official Mid-America episode. Have a good one.